right, welcome to One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and today is Monday, October the 7th, 2024. I know many of you are getting ready to watch the Chiefs game, so we're going to make this quick. But I wanted to talk to you tonight about the September-October issue of Sports Locker Magazine and just share a little bit of tidbits from some articles of those students, some of those students that are in the magazine for this issue. Um, just a lot of great kids. We love getting out there and interviewing them. We love being able to go to the schools, do photo shoots, and then just be able to give the kids an opportunity to have an experience when we're out there doing the photo shoots. Now, we just got done doing a whole bunch of them this past week. Uh, we had somewhere around 70 photo shoots that we did within 4 days. And, I'm going to have to say that, it's not without sacrifice. It's not without a little bit of pain involved. As we were leaving Eldon the other day, I was stopped at a stop sign, getting ready to turn right, waiting there, and then a lady came right around the corner. Sun was in her eyes and hit the Sports Locker magazine Mini Cooper. So, anyway, that is in the process of being repaired. Enough of that. Let's get into some of the kids that we want to talk about tonight on the program. All right, our first one is Danny Heckemeyer. She is at St. Elizabeth High School, and she is the cover of Sports Locker Magazine September-October issue. And Danny is a talented young lady. And, one of the things that I wanted to share with her about in the article is that she said that stress and pressure do not bother her. She said that she's actually better under pressure. And, she's had lots of different success as she's been playing softball and basketball at St. Elizabeth, lots of great opportunities. And I wanted to just share one quick thing that happened in her district tournament in her junior year. She hit a walk-off grand slam in districts to win the game and take her team to the district championship. They won districts last year, and that was the greatest feeling. And she could hear her older brother, Nolan, cheering for her the loudest. I don't know if any of you guys have family members that cheer really loud and you can hear them above everybody else, but it sounds like her brother Nolan is a huge supporter of her, and she definitely heard him in the stands. And that's a great thing for student athletes. I can remember growing up when my family, and they still do, I know they still do this for other family members, but you could definitely hear them in the stands above everybody else, and that's absolutely great. One thing that she said about Nolan also is that he was a driving force behind her athletic career. Nolan had an influence on her love for sports because growing up she went to all of his games. So it's a neat thing to be able to have siblings that you can look up to, and Danny definitely looked up to her brother Nolan. I want you to be able to, just like with all the rest of the articles, if you didn't receive one in the mail, you can go to sportslockermagazine.com and you can pull up the digital issue. Or if you want a hard copy, you can go to Downtown Book and Toy in Jefferson City, Hy-Vee in Jefferson City, Cal's Thriftway in California, and also CNR Market in Fulton. So just a quick little shout out on that. Now, our next student athlete I want to talk about is Timothy Tharp from Helias Catholic. Timothy is a multi-sport athlete, and the design work on his article was really pretty cool. Had kind of a film strip of different actions going all the way through. So you get, again, make sure you get a chance to check that out. One of the things that struck me in Timothy's article was that he said his ultimate role model is Father Duke, his priest at St. Martin's. Although he doesn't necessarily envision himself becoming a priest, he strives to achieve the same characteristics that Father Duke displays. He is direct but not rude. He knows everyone in the parish personally. He is very respectful and he is witty. Now, of course, Timothy and his teammates have been having success on the Helias football field this year, and I'm sure you're keeping track of what's going on there and enjoying all the different things. But he also competes in track and field. And again, he's quite a talented student athlete. Um, as he's preparing to get ready to finish out his senior year, He plans to leave Elias and further his education. He hopes to be remembered as someone who always did the right thing and worked hard for what he achieved. And, he definitely works hard. Um, he talks about also his coaches and how he speaks about Coach Pitt's always motivating him with his words and actions. But there's one quote specifically that he will always carry with them, and that is, "How do you spell fun? WIN." And Timothy is definitely a winner. And I know that we're going to continue to see great things coming out of him this year, as well as in his future. And we've got um, we've got a lot of neat student athletes like Timothy, and I know he's also being a role model for those that are coming up. All right, our next student athlete that we want to feature is Ava Wilson of Blair Oaks High School. And Ava is, again, another talented student athlete, and she is absolutely photogenic, as you can see in that photo there. We had a lot of fun on that day, even though it was raining outside. Ava was quite ready to strike some poses right inside the school. And again, we had a lot of fun with that, but it was really raining outside. So instead of messing up her hair, as you could tell, mine wouldn't have been a problem when it would just run right off, but hers, it would have been a problem. Um, one thing in Ava's article is that she is no stranger to the rigors and rewards of being a multi-sport athlete. She splits her time between softball and track, and but softball truly has Ava's heart. She's enjoying her senior season, and I know that she's going to do great things as they are moving through, getting closer, I think, to district play as we're doing this program tonight. She said that there's never a dull moment when she's on the mound, and it's that's what she loves most about it, is that she's always engaged, always doing something every single play. Ava's athletic prowess also extends beyond the softball diamond, and she competes in track. And I wanted to share, a lot of these student athletes, again, multi-sport athletes like Ava, she competes in the 100 meters, the 200 meters, the 400 meter, and the 800 meters. And I'm sure that she also probably does relays here and there too, but she has accomplished some really neat things in both sports. Um, she is first team all conference, all district, all region, and all state honors in softball, and to state qualification in multiple track events. So again, another great student athlete in Ava Wilson. The next one we're going to talk about is Jalen Beckman. Now, Jalen Beckman, he is in Eldon High School, and again, you can see that we're inside there doing this photo shoot, and our photographer Katie Gill, she did an outstanding job with getting some good edgy pictures. Again, it was that day that it was raining outside, and we wanted to make sure that we got some good quality pictures, and Katie did an outstanding job with that. Jalen was ready to go, had his uniform. Sometimes you gotta adjust things on the fly a little bit, and we had to do that on that particular day. Now, Jalen is from a strong and proud family of student athletes. He's got his sister that he is, I think he has looked up to her throughout his time growing up, and she's been a role model. We were able to interview his sister before, and also we've had a lot of conversations with his mom, Jessica, and also his dad, Brent, owns a sport court, and they're in Eldon, and goes around and does a lot of designing of different basketball courts, tennis courts, just athletic courts. If you need anything, make sure you get a hold of Brent Beckman with that, and the sport court of the Ozarks will get you taken care of. And in that, just your everyday, if you need help with some physical therapy, or even if you need help with getting a massage, you can contact Jessica at uh, Peak Sports in Eldon there, as well as at One Me, where you can get a massage. Now, my daughter and my granddaughter had one there, and they loved it. So I did not, but they loved it, and I'm glad and happy that they did. Enough of that about that. Let's get on to Jalen. Jalen is a dedicated student. He maintains a 3.5 GPA and he participates in the National Honor Society. He's taken several dual credit classes and is passionate about history and weight training. After high school, Jalen plans to attend a four-year university. I'm spitting it out. He wants to study sports science and continue to compete in either football or track and field. Again, I was talking about his sister Caroline. She's playing college volleyball, and it's a competitive family. I can only imagine what it's like sitting around the table during game night. I'm sure that there's a lot of competition that takes place there. Jalen is somebody that is he told us in the article that one of his most memorable moments came during the 2023 football season when he set several school records, and check this out, including 260 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns in a single game against Southern Boone. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. That's like video game numbers right there. Jalen is a great student athlete from a great family, from a great school right there in Eldon, Missouri. All right, we're flying through these here real quick. I want to go ahead and take a quick sponsor break. We'll be right back in just a moment.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they do a fantastic job right here in mid-Missouri, making sure that people that need jobs are able to get connected with employers looking for employees to fill those jobs. And if you know of anybody that needs a job, have them get with Paula and her team at CNS Employment Solutions, and they will get you taken care of. Also, we have Coach of the Issue sponsor. We have um, Big Whiskies right here in Jefferson City, and they are our sponsor for the Coach of the Issue. And Capital City's coach Joel Henley was the coach featured in the September-October issue. We appreciate Big Whiskies and recognizing great coaches like Coach Henley. And there's such an important part in the development of our student athletes right here in mid-Missouri. And um, it's good to recognize them for their hard work and for all the time that they put in, pouring into our students, being mentors, being teachers, being coaches, taking time away from their families, and just pouring out a lot into our communities, our schools, and into our students. So we want to thank Big Whiskies for giving a shout out to our coaches. All right, we have been talking about several of the student athletes that are featured in Sports Locker Magazine September-October issue, and we're going to go ahead and cover a couple more before I let you guys get to watching the Chiefs game tonight. And our next student athlete is Kinsley Goins. Kinsley is in track and cross country at California High School, and we were just out there with the doing our photo shoots last week and actually got to meet her dad. And her dad will be one of the featured coach of the issues here in a little while. But talking about his daughter, is very proud of her. And, one of the things that I wanted to cover really quickly in about in Kinsley's article is that she is racing towards greatness both on and off track. And it says, as a senior at California High School, she's been running circles around her competition in cross country while going the extra mile in track events like the 1600 and 3200 meters. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if any of you out there are distance runners, but it takes a lot of hard work and dedication uh, being a distance runner. You log the miles all week long, you log the miles all year long in order to be able to get that peak performance. And as you can see from that photo, you see those medals that are around Kinsley's neck, and she puts in the time and the work. And her dad made sure to tell us that she's one of the hardest workers that he's ever known, and she works very hard at everything that she does. Um, Want to just say really quickly and uh, share that here's a quote from Kinsley, and it says she wants to say a prayer and ask God to put wings on my feet. I've said that quote since teammate Cameron Wingate used to say it before our cross country races. Another quote I think about often is one that my other cross country coach, Austin Baker, says to his athletes: when it gets grim, be the grim reaper. All right. That's an amazing young lady right there. And her dad, who serves as her cross country coach, she says that he's been a significant influence in her life, both as a parent and as a mentor. And as her father and coach, it's been a joy coaching Kinsley. She is a hard worker and has the will to win. And that's what her dad had to say about her. So we're looking forward to some great things going into the final part of her senior year in cross country. And then we'll look forward to what's going to be taking place in track and field. Um, just on up the road, we're going to move on over here to Justin Seaver from Russellville High School. Now, it's really neat to be able to see football taking place over there in Russellville. When we were out there just the other day, interviewing and are taking photo shoots of some of the new student athletes and the issues that are going to be coming out next year. Um, you just see all of the hard work that the kids are putting in and just the great pride that they take in representing their schools. Um, in Justin's article, he talks about being inspired by his family and motivated by competition. And I wanted to share quickly some of his successes. It says his sophomore year saw him excel in football, where he earned first team All District as a quarterback and second team All District as a linebacker. In baseball, he continued his success with first team All District and second team All Conference honors. And it said, one of the things, and this is the important part, despite his success, Justin is a humble young man. It says that he's humble and he credits his achievements to the support system around him. He says, I was blessed with amazing athleticism and I have amazing coaches in the weight room who make everything possible. They work just as hard as I do to make everyone better. And, with young men and women like these that we've been talking about tonight, and, about Justin, he's just absolutely somebody that's willing to put the work in, and but yet he does it in a humble way. Uh, he doesn't need all the recognition, but that's the amazing thing about it is through his humility, he's gaining recognition anyway because he lets his actions speak louder than his words. All right, now we're going to pop over onto another direction, and we're going to talk about the Lynn Lady Wildcats, Kiana Hostetler. Kiana is just an outstanding student athlete up there in Lynn, and you may remember that she had been in the magazine, I think a couple years ago with her sister, and both of them were on the cover of Sports Locker, but uh, they wanted to feature Kiana individually, and just being such a neat young lady and student athlete, just wanted to share with her what some of the cherished memories that she had from her time at Lynn, playing alongside her older sister, Ashera. For her first 2 years of high school, Kiana had the privilege of sharing the court and field with Ashera, a time she describes as instrumental in her smooth transition into high school sports. Here's her quote: playing with my sister made sports really fun and helped me adjust to high school. Now, as Ashera continues her education in college, Kiana carries the lessons and support from her sister with her striving to achieve the same level of success. And, Kiana plays softball and basketball, and she's been a mainstay for a while there in Lynn. And I know she's working very hard to do the best that she can. I mean, she's going to transition straight from softball into basketball, and there's not going to be much time that she's going to have in between. And again, outstanding young lady, outstanding family, outstanding high school right there in Lynn, Missouri. The Lynn Wildcats look for great things to continue to come from there, as well as I want to just tell you, we want you to continue to look for great things coming in Sports Locker magazine every week. In a couple of weeks, we're getting ready to celebrate our 200th episode of One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. Trying to come up, I've got some ideas, but I think we've got a special guest that you're not going to want to miss that in a couple of weeks. I'll give you a little bit of a hint next week, and when we have another guest on the program, but I'll give you a hint on that. Thank you guys always for your support and everything that you do in pouring into the student athletes right here in mid-Missouri, cheering them on, supporting them by being on programs like this and sharing it with your friends and family, and making any comments that you want to share on the program, as well as any questions that you may have when we have student athletes on here. All right, I promised you guys I would get you off here quickly tonight, because I know you didn't want to just sit here and listen to me, but I did want to share with you a little bit about the student athletes in the September October issue. There's so many more in there. Again, make sure you go to sportslockermagazine.com, pull up the digital edition, and you can go through and see every single article in there. Read all the way through the articles that we just talked about tonight, and also there's some neat interactive video in there as well. All right, that is all I have for you tonight. I am your host, Kirk DeMars. Thank you so much for joining us on One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra, and I will see you next week. Go Chiefs, and God bless you.